Well. I wonder what's gonna happen here. First candle green, next one red. Maybe. Yeah, it could be. Actually, we gotta level up 500s here.
Sell stock YQH5, sell stock gold, sell trend 1, sell iceberg ES. NQH5, YMH5, buy stock YM, sell trend 1, start YM, sell stock ES, sell stock NQ.
I gotta get out of that trade. It's too sideways.
NQH5,
Yeah,
buy
that
trend
trade was
1
a little
started.
bit too sideways for me. This could be a short here. Lucky. Unlucky. Yeah, we just broke over the range here too, so.
YMH5, buy trend 1 started.
Trust it. I need to retest this gap here. Come on. Retest it. And the first candle. And then soak back up.
Buy iceberg ES.
There's a gap right there. Where's the fill?
Buy iceberg CL. NQH5. Sell trend 1 started. Buy stop CL. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Buy stop gold. Sell iceberg gold. Sell iceberg ES. Sell stop and Q. Sell iceberg ES.
Hmm.
YMH5. Sell trend 1 started. Sell iceberg ES. by Iceberg CL. Buy stop and Q. Sell iceberg CL.
Moving averages are super tight. But that might mean that this might break out.
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg gold. Buy stop gold.
Hmm.
Buy iceberg H5. Buy trend 1 started.
Okay. Interesting.
Buy stop and Q.
Orders at 700s.
Buy iceberg ES.
Orders at 700s. Don't know why, but I feel like there's a trap. Just feeling a trap here. Big breakout. Nice little trap for short sellers. Long push. Sell like buy side liquidity is already filled. Just feels like a trap to me. So I don't know what's up with it, but I do want to take shorts here instead. Buy like short the breakouts and then
Sell iceberg CL.
I don't know.
Sell stop YM.
Yeah, that was a trap. Right? Feels like a classic trap to me. Missed it. Sucks. I hope I can get an entry here.
Sell stop goal.
There's like a liquidity level at 500s. That's what I'm kind of like interested in. The order's been open for a while. The level at 500s here. Liquidity. Right. Okay. Get that fill. Ugh. No.
Sell iceberg CL. Buy stop CL.
filled it. That's it. Try this one. Easy. I'm looking at the 45-minute chart. You just see right here. So 45-minute breakout. Actually, let me just try to pull this out here. Yeah, so I'm looking at the 45-minute chart here. Basically. Yeah, so the 45-minute fair value gap got filled. And then basically we broke out on the 45-minute chart, and this candle closes at 9:45. And we already broke above the gap here. So this one's actually technically in play for the breakout in the morning session. So that's why I took the dip buy. How this camera looks. Yeah, we broke it.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg CL.
retest there. But I think in the next 40, right around 9:45, I think we're gonna break out. So if there is a pullback, 9:45 time frame. 9:45. 45. It's the 45-minute.
Buy stop CL.
Current high of the market, 714.
Sell stop YM.
I would say this is the resting liquidity because this is where like the immediate sell-off was. So if anything, the buy side liquidity is just right here. It also nearby these levels. We can tell that we've been rejecting this resistance level, so I kind of want to keep my buy side liquidity a little bit tighter. So we might be coming down here later today. Retest this area.
Sell stop YM.
I'm kind of thinking like if this is a fake breakout, because 45-minute is breaking below 646s. This could be a fake breakout right here. This got retested perfectly, but if we do break above this 1 minute value above 670s, I think we could push for 700s because there's resting liquidity there. There's some on the order book for the book map. So, and then we also got 550s. 550s or 500s. 550s, yeah. So there's a level at 550s.
Sell stop gold.
It's right here where my next order block is. It kind of makes me wonder. I think we might get a sell first thing in the morning. This volume looks nice and interesting, so I might try it.
NQH5. Sell trend 1 started.
I could get a fill somewhere here. Look, multiple red bars in a consecutive manner like that. I think we are getting a fake out here. 45-minute fake out candle. I'm gonna look for an entry here on the shorts. This was actually the short entry that I wanted originally, so it's kind of funny that we ended up filling it, the 66s, right on the dot, and then started flipping here. So yeah, that's interesting actually. My immediate thought was that, you know, based on the 45-minute and how we just kind of like retraced this, like there's a little trend line here on the 45-minute chart. My thoughts were it's going to bounce off that. That's what I thought. but that didn't happen, so. Can't really see it, but yeah, like if you look at the 45-minute chart, I'm just gonna show it again. Wait, you can see it, right? Apparently, if you smile with your teeth, like if you cover like the bottom lip of your teeth or the bottom part of your teeth with your lip, it makes your smile look better. Seems interesting. Okay. I just watched that on like a YouTube short. Thought that was funny. Okay, this 1 minute doji there, it's definitely a flushing candle. See that 1 minute doji here? It's gonna flush. That looks like a flushing candle. And it's like right before 920s. But it didn't flush though, so. Just 1 second. Gotta get more light to come inside. Could try to increase this box as well. Make it slightly wider here on the left.
Sell stop gold. Sell stop gold. Sell iceberg gold.
Trying to fucking see what's going on here. Yeah. So you can see that it's dumping now. Funnily enough. Yeah. Should have definitely gotten that entry, but it's kind of crashing right here on the 45-minute chart here, right underneath the trend line. We are filling right now a gap here. So there is a possibility we come swinging back up though, right? I just want to keep that in mind here. There is a possibility that we also come towards the low of day. So if it does end up breaking this support here, this is clearly a support. If we do end up breaking this support range, I think there is a really high chance that we're just going to like move back towards 578s here. So I'm kind of like contemplating right now whether I should take shorts and try to fade this. But this would give me about 625s to 575s. 625s to 575s. That's about 50 points. I think risking 6 micros would be ideal here, right? So if I try an entry right now, I could try to risk 6 micros. for the low. I think the break is gonna happen. Yeah, do it. I think the break is gonna happen. I'm gonna start with 3 micros, and then I'm gonna scale in another shot here around 650s if I can. But I'm gonna aim for 375s here. I think maybe the 550s are actually coming here. Nice clean fake breakout right there, but we could come to retest the trend line on the larger time frame here, on the 45-minute time frame. They might come there just to retest that trend line before breaking higher. So I just want to be conservative about my size. Yeah, I just want to be super conservative about my size here, because we got still about open, and open can actually change the entire fluctuation. If we do end up breaking above 666 here, the 666 level, I'm just gonna jump in longs straight up. Like, I'm not gonna try to play around that. 666 for sure. This is a stupid trade that I'm taking right now. I won't lie to you. This is a dumb trade. A dumb trade.
Sell stop and Q.
I want to see it flush under here, at least, because it's an expanding level. It's an expanding range. So maybe around 600s, I'd say. We can get for 575s potentially too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna cut my trade. Maybe I'll just cut it. This looks like a... That's fine. I'll just cut it. I'm not gonna overthink. I have like a bad position right there, so I don't really want to kind of like do anything crazy. Actually, what the hell? I didn't realize that.
Buy stop CL.
Sorry for the noise. I'm just trying to do something here.
Sell iceberg ES. Buy stop ES.
Thank God I got out. Holy shit.
Sell iceberg and Q. Sell
What the
iceberg
hell?
and Q.
Thank God I got out of that trade. Like, felt like that was a stupid position.
YMH5. Buy trend 1 started.
Ooh, okay. Damn, that's a really big candle in the open here. Before the open too. Do you think we pump them down? Oh man, that 45-minute candle retest looking really confirmed here. The fact that they're pushing it up here means that they might launch it. Might launch it on open actually. They might actually push it for 700s, I think. So I'm gonna try here for a reclaim on this level here. I want to see them come back and retest this little gap here on the 1 minute. And then around 9:45, we should be pushing towards 700. 900 here. This is the right type of play. Now, I want to jump in around 70s and get out around 700s. That's my goal on this trade. Okay, whoa.
Sell iceberg ES.
Might jump in earlier.
Trend 1 start. Sell iceberg and Q. Buy stop YM.
We see a pullback.
Sell iceberg and Q.
I'm going to jump in longs here. There we go.
Sell iceberg.
Let's try it. Aiming for 650s on the open here. 688s. I think we're going to break above here in the next 20 minutes potentially. I'm risking 500. Hope this is not a fucking bad trade. I'm not going to lie to you. I would be pretty cheesed to see it come back down here. Let me see a trade on the open. I want to see a push up here on the next candle. One big swing up.
YMH5. Sell trend 1 started.
I'm not going to let the trade go further than this wick though, because it's a bad entry. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the open. I want to see it push up here. I want to see it break above the 70s. Give me the break here. 45-minute candle. Come on, guys. Oh, shit. Unlucky, eh? You see the push here? The retest of that. I want to see a push up here. Fuck. Come on. I want to see a push up here. Damn. That's a mistake. That's a mistake on my part. Right? So 1,000 points here in my next trade. Or 50 points, and that's my goal. I should have waited for this for them to fill this first and then push it higher. So they might fill it first. God. Now they're pushing it. I'm a god awful trader. There we go. I should have waited for that. Fuck it. Okay, we're going for the 700s now. I think this is it. Break above the 670s and we're going off to 700s. That's my goal here. 700s. Almost got stopped out there. Holy shit. What the hell? One more retest, buddy. I guess you guys are not going to make it easy. Yeah, like looks like they're rejecting that level again. I want to jump in on a dip though. Sure. This might be the dip here. One big swing. I'm in. I'm in. Let's take a look here. I want to see 700s. Stop at the lows of this candle. And I want to see a good push here. Right around here. This is where I'm kind of expecting the curl. You should see it break above 670s here. Straight up. I know that for a fact here. They're not going to break this low. This is the open candle, 927. If they break below this candle, then hell. I might have to quit for a little bit. Be unlucky. I want to see them break it here. Straight up. First thing in the morning to break the highs. Fucking double top. Jeez. I don't like that. Wow. Maybe they'll fill the gap down first. Jesus Christ.
Sell stop YM. Buy stop CL. Sell stop gold. Sell stop YM.
No 700s. They're gonna fake breakout.
Sell stop YM.
Well,
Buy iceberg ES.
got about this much space. I want to see a retest here.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES.
Gonna break lower.
Buy stop ES. Buy iceberg ES. NQH. Sell stop and sell trend 1 started. Buy iceberg ES.
It just broke the low here.
Buy iceberg ES.
Cracked it. Damn, man. That's annoying.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES.
They're doing that a lot, though. So I'm gonna go in longs here.
Sell
To see the highs again.
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Buy iceberg NQ.
Just see it back up here. Back up here.
Buy iceberg ES.
The lows here. We've been doing that here quite often, so see them push it back up here. 630, 640s, whatever it is. Whatever they decide to do here. Waiting for it. Love that too. I'll take a scalp for now because I'm already on a drawdown.
Sell stop YM.
And then I'm gonna jump in on a dip here. Little dip. All the stops, and then this is where the ranging market comes in play here. How's it going, man?
Buy stop YM. Buy iceberg NQ. Buy stop gold.
How are you doing today? You can hear me, right? Like, it doesn't sound bad. You can hear me clearly, right? I got burned. I got burned a couple times. Trying to catch these stupid moves here. Going longs like right here when it looks like it's about to break out. My god, man. Fuck.
Buy stop YM. Sell iceberg ES.
This looks like it's about to run the highs. This looks like it can run the highs.
Sell iceberg CL.
This looks like it's about to run the highs here. I go for it. want to see a better entry here. So I think we're about to run on this. We got about like how much longer? Till the 9:45. How to do what? Like set up a prop firm and everything, or
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Buy stop and Q. Sell
I
iceberg
think we're
ES.
gonna do it.
Buy
Let's go for
iceberg
it.
ES.
Hope it's not another fake out. That's gonna hurt.
Buy iceberg ES.
Should see 700s here.
Sell iceberg ES.
No, buddy.
Buy iceberg ES.
Yo. I think we're gonna break the highs here. If we break over 70s, I'm gonna jump out. I think that's where I'm gonna jump out, actually. Just because like that's where all the stops are. What do you want to learn from it though?
Sell iceberg ES. Buy iceberg
Chart
ES.
analysis? In the chart? Yeah, I could show you a few things, you know. Like I'm not really great at the entries, but I am pretty good at charting things.
Buy iceberg ES.
Fortunately enough. I want to see them break it above here, into the 70s.
Buy iceberg ES.
So I can just recover a little bit of money. But these guys are stubborn, bro.
Sell iceberg YM.
Maybe even 701s, actually. Maybe I just fucking run it.
Sell stop YM. Sell stop YM.
45-minute chart candle looks... yeah, I'll definitely show you. Just give me a moment with this trade. Just want to concentrate a little bit, and then I'm going to give you some examples on exactly what you can do. Let me see the push, buddy. You guys are ridiculous, man.
Buy iceberg ES.
Yeah. Bad entries. Super bad entries.
Buy iceberg ES.
Jumping in too late. Not jumping in long, like basically just holding on to like bad areas of interest. Like this right here was a good area of interest, right? But whatever. That happens, you know. Damage is done. Basically, yeah, man, like have you ever heard of like ICT concepts? You ever hear about it? I have like a few different patterns that I like to follow, and these ones kind of help me out figure out the direction of the market. Never heard of it? Are you like completely new? Are you like super new to trading? Are you super new to like prop firms or?
Buy iceberg ES.
Because it really depends on how well you like whether you know the charts already.
Sell iceberg ES. Buy stop YM.
Super new. Oh, okay.
Stop YM.
I see.
Sell iceberg and Q.
Well, I guess like in realistic terms, just to be like, just to look at the price and everything, and the thesis behind all of it is that most of the time, if you're looking at the markets, right, you want to aim for buying on the dips and then aiming for shorting on the highs, right? Those are like the specific things that, you know, you want to like look out for. Instead of me where I bought the highs here, I want to be the guy that buys the low, which I did originally, but I just didn't hold the trade long enough for me to profit on it. But that's basically the goal of having to trade, especially on any type of chart. Just got to look for like bare minimum supports that are holding and the resistances that are holding. And when you want to take a breakout trade, you want to actually wait for it to break out first and then wait for it to come back into the trend before you. So you want to wait for it to break out. Once it breaks out, it's going to come back and retest it one time. It could be on a larger time frame too, so it could come all the way up, all the way down like this, then show that it's going to come and bounce. It can like the markets can definitely do that. So I've seen that before. the best way to really analyze like your positions and like the charts and everything is to follow what I like to do is called daily and weekly. So I'll look at the daily chart, and then you notice how like there's a bunch of lines, right? Like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that you have to look at. Specifically for me, when I look at the daily charts, I always look at previous highs, like the most recent highs, the most recent lows, and this is on the daily chart, right? So it means that it's over like a much larger time frame. So you're looking at the daily low, which is 730s, and then basically the daily high is 893. As you can see, like this is the highest value at that time before it pivoted, and then this is the lowest value before it pivoted. And I always like to jot those out on the daily chart because those ones will specifically come into play eventually when the market starts moving in that direction. Then the same thing applies for the weekly. So when you look at the weekly chart, I prefer to look at things like, for example, I'm just going to remove these just to give a really specific idea. I like to see things that are called confluence. So basically things that are on repeat. So when you see the price actually, let's say, for example, this right here is touching this value, it's touching here, and it's touching here. This is basically 3 weeks worth of data that is touching at that specific value. So I like to basically jot a line on that level as well. I'll draw like one giant line right across using the horizontal piece. This is called the horizontal line, and you just kind of jot it. And then you rename it by double clicking on it and just putting the text in. Right? That's what I do. Alright, I'm going to try this one more time. Go for it. This might hit my stop, it might not, but closing in here. I want to see it break out 50 points upside, run towards the high. Now the only problem is that the 45-minute candle closed red, so there is a possibility that it could dump here. Could be a fake breakout and then come crashing down.
Sell stop and Q.
But you can definitely see that there's a breakout on the 5-minute chart coming here. So this is where I'm taking my breakout. I'm hoping that this works out for me. Actually, even I would say like $700 would be good here. So 57s, 67s, 77s, right? And then 87s. But I prefer to take a profit around, I'd say 93s, just so that I'm break even here for now. So this is the high. I'm going to jump out on this high. There you go. So I took a nice trade there, 300, but that down chart and the red line, the blue line, what do you mean? That down chart and red line, blue line. Are you talking about these ones? The blue line and the red line? These ones? So these two indicators, these are called indicators, right? And I like to always use the indicators as a reference on the direction of the market. So when the price is sitting above that value, it's usually a pretty strong indicator that the market is right now volatile enough on the buying side. So when it's above that price, the buyers are much stronger. And you see, I kind of missed that move. I'll be real with you. I'm like I'm so like, I get the perfect entries and I just sometimes don't hold long enough, but that's okay. You know, like I missed it and that's it. Practically, these are the levels that I use. This blue line is called VWAP. So it's called VWAP. I use this thing called non-VWAP bands. And basically, it's like an extra indicator. Like, are you using TradeOvate or are you using like TradingView to trade with? Are you using, like, what are you using to trade with right now?
Sell iceberg ES. Buy stop and Q.
Damn, the buyers came out strong there. Holy shit. Oh my god, I missed it. Trading View. And do you trade your personal account or do you trade with like prop firms?
By stop YM. By stop YM. By stop YM.
The platforms.
By stop and
No, I meant to say prop firms like proprietary firms, like basically like Top Step or Apex and stuff like that.
by iceberg ES.
Third party. Okay.
By stop ES.
So practically, my God, this thing is strong, man. This thing's going straight to 770s here. Straight to 770s. Maybe I can catch something here. If it comes down. I'll look for a dip buy right around the breakout, actually. Maybe down here. Comes back. Oh, God. I'm kicking myself on that one, actually. That one was a good trade, and I just, like, slipped. Wasn't concentrating enough. So if you're using, let's say, Trading View, I will just switch over to Trading View just to show you really quick on what I'm basically looking at here. Let's just fit that to the screen. Yeah. Or I could stretch it too. There we go. So with just do like that first. There you go. Hey man. Welcome. Welcome, man. I'm from Canada, bro. How did you come across my video anyways? Did you see it on YouTube or? I think you'll definitely learn a lot because I'm super technical, man. Like, I really am super technical. My psychology is not there yet. You know, I could work on that, but I am super technical and it works out. Yeah, it's a super good country. Yeah, a lot of people immigrated here from India, man, and Pakistan, and as well as any Asian part of the country. Like a lot of people immigrated here from those countries. Yeah, there's a ton of you guys here. Yeah. So on Trading View, right? The indicators, like the problem with like Trading View is that you're very limited on the number of indicators that you can use if you're using the free one, right? So the free one is like you're only allowed to have like 2 or 3 indicators, and that's it. So that's why I kind of don't like. I would kind of I wouldn't like I would kind of like not like Trading View for that reason because it's like the indicators. It's gonna like that's why you have to use like Chat GPT. When you use Chat GPT, you can actually create your own indicators. So the ones that I recommend, or the ones that I've been using, is actually the 13 moving average. So anything with 13 moving average, I'll just go back on Top Step. Actually, I think this will make it easier for me. But yeah, the indicators that I use is the 105 moving average, and then the other one is 13 moving average. And basically, this one right here is VWAP. So I use 3 different indicators. I use the 13 moving average, the 105 moving average, and VWAP. And these ones are, really nice because if you use the 105 moving average, a lot of the times when the price comes back to the 105 moving average, you can definitely see right here how clean it is when it comes to almost bouncing off that level, right? Every time the price comes back up into this value area, the 105 moving average is the most confluential one, right? The one that gets touched the most and also gets wicked off the most, as well as always shows where the strength is, right? So I always like using the 105 moving average because it's like the most cleanest level in my opinion. If I use, for example, 21, right? This is what it does for me. The 21 moving average comes up, the price comes back to touch it once, but it doesn't really like, it's not very clean in a way because it's like sometimes you can get faked out quite often. I'm not exactly sure where I can find that opportunity for you, but if you're looking for like bigger swing trades and such, and you see it riding the 105 moving average, sometimes like for example this big sell-off, the dip buy opportunity for a big sell-off would be off the 105 moving average, and usually it works out. So that's why I'm kind of like, let me just redo that here. So the 105 moving average is like more of like a magnet. So I know that the price will eventually reach the 105 moving average more often than the 13 moving average. The 21 and the 13 moving average is more like momentum. So the lower the moving average, the more momentum the trade is. So basically the price comes down to retest the 13 moving average, and then it could bounce off the 13 moving average, right? But let's say, for example, it does fail the 13 moving average and it breaks below that. Usually the 105 moving average is the most common price that it'll come back to. And that's why I always love using that, because it's a good area for me to take profit. So VWAP, 105, and 13 moving average. If that makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot of info, man. Like, it takes a lot of time for like for me to explain, because I feel like anybody that's new to trading, you got to really stick with the basics first. You got to know what the candle is. So you got to see what the green candle is, what the red candles are, what the open of the price is. So for example, the high of this candle is the open. This right here is the close, right? Because it closed at 1 minute, and then next minute after that was 9:54. So it's really complicated, you know. You got to really understand what the dojis mean. So these are called dojis, right, or candlestick dojis, and you want to see and you want to learn from things like this, things from this, and how the price reacts to each of them. And I just base it on like, and it honestly, like, it's just how long you spend on the charts at the end of the day. Then the other concept that I recommend to look at, you always want to follow a strategy, right? You got to follow a strategy, because without the strategy, there's no implementation, right? There's no consistency without a strategy. You need a strategy. So because if let's say for example you trade without a strategy, you're just going to be jumping in blind into a trend without knowing where it's going to go, and you got to know that it statistically works for you too. So for example, my strategy, the one that I've been working on, it has a 74% win rate, and I back tested that as well, which means that I went through basically 6 months worth of history, and I checked over each of the days on those specific strategies to see whether it works out in my favor. And that's the most important part, right? Because without a good strategy, your mindset and your psychology is really bad. And I feel like that's going to be a fact for anybody, right? If you don't have a proper strategy, your mindset's going to be really bad, because you're going to be like taking really bad trades constantly and not jumping into the correct ones and stuff like that. So it's always good to have a really good risk to reward, a good entry, and a reason behind that entry, right? So for example, when I took this long here on this trade, I actually had a valid entry reason behind it. And the reason was, one, the price broke out on the 1 minute chart here. I use ICT, or I guess you could say gap plays. And my strategy, I explained it in one of my YouTube videos earlier, actually, on the best strategy that I like to use. I'm going to take shorts on this. I'm going to aim for the 105 moving average like I was talking about before. We've been doing a lot of ups and downs in markets, so I think we have a good chance here on the sell-off here. All right. So just made 200 off that. So my strategy involves with ICT, which is a gap strategy. So you see how like the price just broke underneath the 13 moving average, and right now the only options we have is the 105 and the VWAP. And the reason why I like the 105 is because it's the most consistent price that gets touched, the most consistent price that gets touched when it comes down, right? Like for example here, look at how the market is trending 13 moving average, and look how it drops exactly to the 105 moving average, right? Same idea over here. When the market starts dropping, most times you can definitely, try to short it from this price all the way down to the 105 moving average, but you're kind of looking to your left too to see like if there's any different resistances, right? So for example, we broke out of this resistance here, so the price is coming down into that resistance, right, which is now considered as support. So there's a possibility that it'll always bounce off these supports, right? Which is why I use the 105. That's part of the strategy. You see right there, it just touched the 105. It's a perfect bounce. That's why I like using the 105 moving average. And I back checked that as well, so I looked over all my history too. But yeah, I'll show you my strategy right now on TradingView. And this one's mainly on TradingView, and the reason why I use it on TradingView is because it doesn't work on any this strategy doesn't work on any other time frame other than 5-minute, 15-minute, and 45-minute on a high percentage. So like 5-minute, 15-minute, and 45-minute are the highest winning percentage statistically over 6 months of data, right? So on the 45-minute chart, I'll give you one example here. And I'm gonna try to keep this pretty like inside the chart, okay? So like, I'm not gonna try to go too far to the left or anything like that. I'm just gonna keep it very specific for you, just right here, okay? So basically, with this price, there's a thing called a gap, right? And this right here is a perfect example of what a gap is. You see how like there's an empty space in the trend? That's a gap, right? That's actually a gap. That's considered as a gap, which 80% of the time gets filled, right? But so how people play off of these gaps is this. So looking to my left, I have basically this price action and this consolidation in this left-hand side, right? And then over here, I have another giant sell-off that comes into that price action where, we held the price. This is where the consolidation was. And right around this consolidation, we broke to the upside, right? So the fact that the price came back all the way down to this support, this is right here, an area of interest where buyers were really strong enough to push it up to the market here, right? They were strong enough to push it all the way to the highs here. When the sellers pushed it all the way back down, the buyers were still interested in this area. So this right here is considered as what you would call it a support, or you can also call it the sell side liquidity. So basically the sellers are pushing it all the way down here so that they can get the liquidity, right? As you can see, we didn't touch that though, but it does give us a pretty high probability on the trade working out in our favor, coming all the way down here to the sell side liquidity. Now how this strategy is implemented, right? How this strategy is implemented is through using the gaps. So when we know that the price came back all the way down to the support, we want to look for opportunities of gaps, right? And for example, here, this previous candle here is a red candle. On the 45-minute chart, there is no wick, right? You can see how there's like a little tiny wick. This right here is the upper side of the gap, right? So we're going to say that this price right here is influential. It's influential. This little candle here is influential. And basically, what you want to do is wait for the confirmation of the next green candle. So when you see the next green candle form and it closes out and it shows a wick right here, you can actually connect the dots here. And this right here is considered as the gap. This right here, this little space in between the two wicks here, is the gap. So that right there is the gap. And practically how you follow it is that when the 45-minute chart shows each candle breaking into this gap, and let's say for example this candle here broke inside of this gap, this is now considered as a possible gap play for the upside. And you kind of want to wait for the confirmation. So the confirmation is actually this candle here closing within this gap and then the next one after that is the one that you want to enter in, right? So the next 45-minute candle, when it breaks above this level and closes above this level, so closes above this gap right here, whether it be like 5% of the move, you always want to make sure that this candle is not sitting up here, where this candle basically breaks the gap and starts buying all the way up to this point, and then you want to buy here. You don't want to do that. You actually want to be more of like a buyer nearing the range of this gap. As long as the 45-minute candle is closing above that gap, that's where you want to take your entry, right? And that's usually your entry is going to be like, for example, the close of this 45-minute candle, and then your target would be 1-to-1. So basically your target would be the low of this, like basically your stop loss would be usually around the second part of the candle or the low of the market. But usually I like to put it at the second of the candle because I don't want to risk too much. And this right here is the factor, right? We put a stop loss here. The price comes back to retrace it. So as you can see, the price came back on the next 45-minute candle. This one right here is the next 45-minute candle after this one. So there's like about, you know, an hour and a half's worth of data here. This 45-minute candle will come in, retest that gap. Most of the times it can retest the low of this gap as well. So you just, that's why I keep my stop pretty wide, right? It's going to be about 125 points. This one's not like exactly a strong example, but if you were to, let's say trade with only 1 micro or 2 micros, you're risking about $400 to make about $800 on this trade, right? And your exit strategy is based on the left side of this trend. So when you look on the left side, you can tell that there's no buyers in this area, right? It's all red candles on the 45-minute chart. So what I do is that I like to look at a lower time frame, right? I like to look at a lower time frame so I can see what's the next consolidation, which is why I use the 15-minute and the 5-minute. So as you can see in this price action, the next level of consolidation is right here where there's buyers. The next one is here, and then this here. And this right here is considered as buy-side liquidity. So the price has the potential of retracing the high of this level because it's considered as the buy-side liquidity. So that's right there is considered as one of your targets, and you're trying to risk 1-to-1, right? That's the goal in this trade, right? But sometimes you can also take out half of your position and then try to aim for a bigger target, which is up here. And right now, this trade is a higher probability, and the reason why it's a higher probability is because it came back into the support, and we know that buyers are more interested at this level, right? So you want to be more of like inclined on holding your positions till it gets to a comfortable level that you want to exit. And that's basically my strategy in a nutshell, right? That's for the buying side. And then on the sell side, it's the same idea. Basically, it's like you're just kind of waiting on the confirmation of something like this. So what you want to see is that you want to see a gap on the buying side, right? You want to see a gap on the buying side. You can see it right here. That right there is the gap on the buying side. That right there, you can see how it's green candles. The same idea applies. You can see how this was red candles, right? This was the gap on the selling side, and this is the gap on the buying side. So now there's an imbalance here, and basically when we close below it, you want to take your entry, you put a short position here, you risk the high of this move, and you kind of aim for the most recent sell side liquidity, which is this. This is the sell side liquidity. Sell side liquidity. And that's how you determine your risk to reward based on the trade. Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? So these gaps are very important to look at, and basically it's super easy as long as you just look at it like that. On the sell side, you look for the most recent gap that's formed, and you also see that there's a confirmation of a candle that closes to create that gap. So you see the confirmation of that candle closing, it creates that gap. Now the question is, yeah, like that gap could not work out as well, right? That gap could actually be one where, you know, we come inside of it and then basically we fail and then it comes back lower. So there's a possibility that that also comes back lower right here. But the probability is that when the trade successfully breaks outside of that gap, the statistic of 74% of the time it works is at that level. So that's why like I take these trades specifically in this manner for 1-to-1, right? But let's say, for example, on the next 45-minute candle, we come into it and we break below, like we come into this gap and then we end up breaking lower. The probability of this sell-off is on a lower success rate because we're sitting at the support. But it is still a good opportunity for a scalp. It's just that you're going to basically run into issues where the market is going to be going sideways, right? You're more likely to get trapped. And that's why I think that this trend, like this is my strategy basically. That's my strategy.
Buy iceberg and Q. Sell iceberg YM.
There we go. So I just made back $660. Yeah. Resistance and supports. So you can see that I drew out my resistances and supports like this, right? So basically, like all you have to do is look at the daily range. Like I said before, right? keep it simple, right? Too much noise, it's gonna distract you. Too many lines, it's gonna distract you. You won't get into good quality trades doing that. So I'm basically, you can look at how I draw my support and resistances, okay? On the daily chart, I look at the daily chart, and basically I look at the most recent setups and the most recent trends on my left-hand side. The most recent ones. This is the most recent high of the market. Literally, there's nothing there, so that's obviously a resistance, right? Because the market sold off at that level. The next previous high, you can see that this one right here, the price came all the way down, all the way back up, and then basically rejected. So that's another daily resistance, right? So basically, that's my second resistance right there. Over here, we came all the way down, came all the way back up on the daily charts. Another resistance. This is the highest mark of the resistance, right? But I called it support because I changed it into support. And the reason why is because recently the market just broke above it, right? The market just broke above it, which is why I decided to turn that into support and then basically wait for the trend to formulate something where I could see the breakout happening, right? That's how I draw my supports and resistances. But this right here is a support, right? Because that's the most recent pivot on the downside, and we bounced off that level. And then this is another opportunity where we came back into that on the daily chart, by the way. And basically we bounced off that level. So right here is a support, and that's a confluential area, right? This is another thing that helps support my thesis when I trade. I look for these supports specifically. Any type of confluential trades where we wick into it multiple times is usually a strong level if we break back above it. So on this chart, even if you actually look at the 45-minute and the 15-minute chart, if you look at this, look what happens after we break above that support, right? You can see that we struggled to, we basically tried to, stay in that range. You can see how it's choppy, right? On this 615 candle and then this 645 candle, right? You can see that those are two red candles inside the bar, right? Look what happens right after we tried to break the support. They kind of tried to sell it off on the support, but right after that, we bounced right off of it at 7. Really strong bounce. That right there shows that this support is valid, right? So this is also another opportunity to consider the fact that this trade is going to work in your favor.
Sell stop and queue.
That's why I love. That's why I love like looking at only daily charts and whatever, because it turns like these supports turn into resistances, but they also turn into supports for later on down the way, right? Like I didn't do anything crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like all I did was basically draw out a support, and this was like from weeks ago, right? Like this is from months ago, like maybe like yeah, a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, and look how we played into it, right? Like this right here is on. This was on December, and this one was on January, and then look how it plays out, right? So these daily confluential levels are very important because when we break a back above those levels, we can get strong moves, right? We can also get nice strong bounces off of it. So I use that as a reference of the direction of the market, and that's how I figure out whether I'm getting closer to support or resistances. And then to set it up, you want to use this one right here. So you use the horizontal line. You just place it, and then you just label it, and that's what I do. And that's all I have. Like that's literally all I have. Like if I'm looking at a larger time frame, I use the only thing I use is the 45-minute gaps and my support and resistances, and that's basically it. That's all I do. I don't think about anything else other than those specific patterns. And sometimes I'll take a scalp here and there, right? I'll definitely scalp trade, and everyone's gonna scalp trade for sure. But it's just a matter of fact of like when, like how comfortable I am with basically scalping. But yeah, I don't really like the idea that this 45-minute candle is super red here. It does look like it wants to sell off, so. But yeah, you can join my Discord, man. Like I post sometimes the trades that I take, and it's like it's just in the description below. So feel free to join my Discord. I have a few of my friends there. A lot of them are like veteran traders from different countries and stuff. So yeah, they're not bad. Like they're super nice and everything. But yeah, that's a lot to take out of my mouth. I usually don't explain all that because it's like it's just tough for me. Like it's a lot of information, bro. Lots of information. Okay, this is looking pretty bearish. Yeah, because scalping is like a mind thing, right? We instinctively scalp because we think it's okay to take profits early, and that's the problem, right? Like I need to overcome that as well, because that's like my biggest mental barrier is taking profits too early when I shouldn't. That's my mental barrier, bro. I got a massive mental barrier. But yeah, also another thing is that when you're trading, just be conservative, right? Don't spend too much money on like these prop firms and stuff like that. But yeah, I do have prop firms, man. I do trade prop firms. I trade my funded futures. I trade Top Step. I trade Apex. I trade all of them. But if you want to be like a really like conservative with the amount of money that you spend, what I recommend, focus on one account, bro. Just don't focus on too many. Don't buy 5 accounts. Don't buy 20 accounts. You'll go through that shit really fast. Just buy one and basically practice with that account. Never size up. Don't use too much size unless you're like really confident with the trades and such. One micro is more than enough. One mini is more than enough, but most people trade with micros. You can make a lot with 3 micros. You can make $300 in 3 to 5 minutes with 3 micros, right? That's good that you only use one account, because I use like 15 million. I use like 50 or some shit. I'm stupid for that, but whatever. All right, I'd like the shorts here, maybe. I like the shorts here. I'm hoping to see them fill this little balance here around 550s. So I got an order on 550s. Take profit here, 550s.
Sell stop and Q.
Coffee?
Buy stop YM.
I'm good, babe. I would like 550s here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta switch back to the actual count. You can see that it broke out a little bit, right, on the 45-minute chart. This is a nice one right here. This right here is a perfect example of a fair value gap being rejected in a way, and we might close below it. So this right here is a 45-minute fair value gap on the left-hand side. Right here.
Sell stop YM. Sell stop
and basically, like, usually this 45, this fair value gap is like right here. Technically, this is where you're supposed to take your sells, right? This specific gap here. But it was a little bit more choppy than usual. So there was probably like a bigger picture play. But yeah, there was definitely some resistances at this price, you know what I mean? Right? And then right now the price is coming down to fill another gap. You can see how the price just broke below these specific gaps. Now the play, basically it's in play right now. So like we're definitely in play right now for our shorts today. And then basically you want to aim for sell side liquidity, which is now here. The only candle, well, technically this is the order block. We also have an order block right here too. This right here is considered as the sell side liquidity, and the reason why is because there was a breakout at this price, right? But then the next one after that is this one. So these are two targets. So this is target price 1, and this is target price 2. Those are the two targets that you have basically in the back of your mind when you're taking this trade. And since we also broke out on the larger time frame, on the 45-minute time frame, the probability of this trade working out, as long as we close, right? As long as we close below this wick here, these candles here, I would say if we close below this level, if we close below this level here today, the 577s on this 45-minute candle by 10:30, so we got about 9 minutes, right? Right here would be a perfect opportunity, in my opinion, to take a short, risking the high of this candle. But this is pretty fucking huge risk, though. I'm not going to lie to you. This 45-minute candle is really big. So I think this is a 1-to-1 type of play if you're going to risk 1 micro. Only 1 micro. Just 1. Right? Because the risk is phenomenal. It's right now, like, this risk is 1-to-1. And this right here shows that this giant wick on the 45-minute candle means that that's the range. This is the range, right? This is a range. When you see a big wick like that, it means that's the range of the market. So I think you know, but the probability is there. So if we break below here and close below here, this is a short position, and we're risking sell side liquidity, usually the low of this candle. But I don't know. I don't really like this one as much, right, compared to like other types of plays, in my opinion. But it is there, you know, like there's something here, you know, like I think it could be a type of day where we do this. That's possible, actually. Okay, so I need to take some trades here in my... Trying to figure out some trades here for myself. That's all I got. That's all I got for now. That's a lot of information out of my mouth. God, I'm tired. You like literally made me. I'm like thirsty. Okay, so See, 550's hit. Actually, that would have been a good trade, should it? Damn. Let's take a... It's an interesting trade here coming pretty soon, so I think we could come back here in the 45-minute.
Sell iceberg ES.
Got 6 minutes left here. I'm waiting for it to close. I want to see it close under 577s if it's bearish.
Sell iceberg ES.
577s. If it's bearish, it'll close 577s.
Sell iceberg CL.
You think it's gonna go down? I think we're in a market where it's sideways, man. See, like, this right here is already kind of showing me that they want to break it above that.
Sell iceberg ES.
5-minute inverse fair value gap in a way, too. Let's check the 1 minute here,
Sell
too.
iceberg ES.
So 1 minute, we can see that there's no fair value gaps here. Only this.
Sell stop YM.
Right? We closed above it,
Buy stop ES.
but we also got fair value gap here. It's tough market conditions, though.
Buy stop ES.
Honestly, super tough. I'm gonna go for us to stay above the range here. So I'm in 3 micros here, 6 micros, and risking 492. I think we're gonna come back up to VWAP potentially.
Sell stop YM.
That's what I think. VWAP here. This gap is pretty big. So we got 50 points all the way to 600s, which is 1 minute, 50-minute candles. 80% of the time gets retraced. So I want to see that come back into the range if possible.
Sell stop
I'm not going to risk anything more than this, though, for real. We got 4 minutes left. Not looking so good. Okay, so we just inside the gap now, below 570s. Anything below 570s, and you might be right that the shorts are going to play out here on the 45-minute chart. You see, I want to trust the process a little bit more, though. This right here is the... Alright. The fact that we're breaking below that right now is kind of ridiculous, though. We got 3 minutes left here. I gotta respect the stop loss. This is a 5-minute candle, so we got 3 minutes. We just closed below this as well. Yeah, it's not that good. Come back up, though. I'm giving it some time. Yeah, it's all good, man. Help me out. Like and subscribe. That's basically it. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for, man. Okay, so the most recent. 6 micros. You see that 5-minute retrace there? I just want to see it close above this in 2 minutes. Above the 78s.
Sell iceberg ES.
Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Okay, got stopped out. So market's going for 520s here, most likely. 520s.
Sell iceberg and Q.
It's okay.
Sell stop and Q.
You don't have to be sorry for that.
Sell iceberg and Q. Sell stop and Q.
Like, you might not be good at English, but you might be good with your languages, right? My English is not that great either, so. Yeah, that's a crazy close though. 45-minute close is strong. I think we might come for the lows here.
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg and Q. Sell iceberg and Q.
You know what's funny, babe? I like how James messaged me and he was like, "Are you alive?"
Buy stop YM.
Huh?
Sell stop and Q.
Yeah, because it's like 10:30 or whatever. It's like 9:49, and he's just messaging to see what's up. Yeah, this is looking juicy. Okay, we just filled sell side liquidity here. Question is, do we come back? I think we could. Alright, sellers are coming in really strong today.
Sell stop and Q. Sell
Yeah,
stop
we
ES.
close below that too. So this right here is definitely an adverse fair value gap type of play.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES.
Thanks, babe.
Buy iceberg ES.
I'm just gonna eat some food, so give me a second.
Buy iceberg and Q. Buy iceberg and Q. Buy iceberg ES. Sell stop gold. Sell iceberg ES. iceberg yes. Sell iceberg yes. Buy iceberg yes. Buy iceberg yes. Sell 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 iceberg NQ. Sell iceberg yes. Sell iceberg yes. Buy stock YM. Buy stock gold. Sell iceberg yes.
All right, I'm back. 3 to 5 micros. Wow, this trade was good. I should have fucking taken this. I should have held this. Oh man, like today, like I had like babes like 20 different trades that I took that were so good, but the problem is that I just didn't hold it. Yeah.
Buy iceberg yes.
So.
YMH5. Buy trend 1 started.
Nice potential here, 603s. Ooh, little inverse fair value gap on the 5-minute here.
Sell iceberg yes.
Right, let's see how this closes. This closes strong here. Might try it. Let's see. We got about
Sell iceberg yes. Buy iceberg yes. Sell iceberg yes. Sell iceberg yes.
yeah, I think we're going. We're coming back up here. Sell side liquidity 873, 603s, 0.25s. That's what I think. I don't think we're coming back. I would say that because this gap right here was the 5-minute gap, inverse fair value gap, the next one right after that is just sitting at 607s. So this is right here an imbalance.
Sell iceberg yes.
Perfect opportunity in my opinion
Buy iceberg
to fill
yes.
this other gap on the right. We could come all the way back up today. Honestly, that's what I would like to see.
Sell iceberg yes.
Back up to the highs.
Sell
nice little fake out. You know,
sell iceberg NQ. Buy iceberg yes.
put a risk here of 1,100 to make 1,578. That is if it holds above 45s here. 545s if it holds above that. I think I'm good. Good. Take a look here. Oh yeah. They were doing that before. Like yesterday, they were doing the same thing, but no, price action is pretty clean today. If we do get a nice sweep here, it's going to be a nice push back up for 640s here. That's what I'm thinking. I want them to... We already closed above the gap too on the 1 minute, which is a good thing. Now, right now we're pushing into resistance at the moment, but if we do break above this gap here, I think we really have a chance of catching the shorts with their pants down here. So, yeah, I think we got something going here.
Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES.
$400 trade. Just letting my last one run here, break even basically. Can't lose anything. Actually, you know, $38 max loss, but my max gain will be 155 bucks.
Buy iceberg ES.
Come on. Just want to get into a nice long trade here. That just keeps going. Yep.
Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Buy stock gold.
Ruh-oh. It's going.
Sell iceberg ES.
It's going. It's going. It's going on the moon. Alright, I think I'm gonna cut my trade today right now.
Sell stop
It's
and
okay.
Q.
Nice risk to reward.
Buy iceberg ES.
Nice little trade of mine. I want to see them retest the sell side first, man. Might be a little dip buy here.
Stock gold.
It's opportunity. Looks like they rejected this specific one here a little bit.
Sell iceberg ES.
Jumping in 1 minute. Here they want to retest that. So. The fact that we broke that, just retested that, and just rejected the sell-off, to me indicates that they want to fill the gap here on the 45, so that there's no opportunity for anything else. So 597s might get touched right now. 597s. 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 It's gonna come back up. I can guarantee you.
Buy iceberg ES.
$597s, huh?
Sell iceberg ES.
We get a lot of smooth trends to the upside, a lot of smooth trends to the downside. They wick out the lows and they push all the way back up. Right? We've been doing that quite often. Break the lows, wick up, move all the way back up 50% of the move. So, wick the low, break out, go 50% of the move, right? So 50% of the move is right here at 50s, 50s. I think we're gonna come back up. I want to say that we're coming back up here. Probability's pretty high, no? Okay, this candle closing at 11:15, so
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES.
say it's coming back up here.
Sell stop gold.
560 to 580s, no? Alright, we're coming to fill that gap right there. Jump in longs here. Jump in longs here. Jump in longs.
Buy iceberg
Yeah.
ES.
Coming back up. Come on.
Buy iceberg
What's the
ES.
book map saying? NQ book map live. Wait, what am I saying?
Sell
Got a levels at 500 still. Sitting right here. Resting order at 500. Right on the tip here. But 45-minute, 15-minute candle hammer. Right? Little hammer. I think we retest something here. Come back up here. 73s. Didn't sell off. Man, they're doing the same thing as yesterday. Actually. It looks exactly the same as yesterday.
Sell iceberg ES.
Continuation patterns too. Let's do this little dip buy test here. We're back inside the gap. Not a good sign. First gap available on the 1 minute. Back inside of it. Yeah. Not a really good thing to see usually. Yesterday buyers prevailed. Now the question is, do buyers actually prevail today as well? Possibly not. I like that doji. ATR is 18 points. ATR is decreasing. Okay. Yeah, I think we're coming back up.
Sell iceberg ES.
Shit. Fuck.
Sell iceberg ES.
No. No. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, we're gonna retest this right here. 597.75s.
Buy iceberg gold.
597, 597.75s. Most likely.
Sell iceberg ES.
How's it going, Kutan? 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 Kutan Trading? How are you? How are you doing today, man?
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg NQ.
See, I think we got a good chance here for this to follow through, right?
Sell iceberg CL. Buy stop gold.
1 minute left. Just failed to break above it. I'm good, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, like I'm just chilling today, man. Just chilling. Trying to figure out my trades, you know?
Buy ice for DS.
Too long. Trading for too long. You know, I've been trading for like six and a half years, maybe. But you know, I didn't really have like that much success for a while. I still don't have success even now. But I've been getting paid out a little bit more often, actually, with prop firms. So it's actually a good thing, right? What about you? How long have you been trading for? Yeah, man. I honestly, if you're not honest in this industry, it's just like, why are you even like if you can't be honest, like how are you gonna be honest with your trading, right? You just got to be like less delusional about it. And I know a lot of people, they like to boast about how they make like a lot of money, but it's like all the valuations and stuff. It's stupid. I don't want to be like that, man. Like I want to be actually good at trading, and then do it and not rely on like affiliate marketing and stuff like that. Even though it's like I do like obviously promote it and everything, but it's like I don't want to rely on that, man. Like I genuinely just want to be a good trader and not have to stress about stuff like that. Last 4 years, yeah, it's a long time. It's a process. It's a process. It's a super long process, actually. It's super long. I don't even know what to say. Damn, man. Like this might be a falling trend. Might actually follow through. I'm just waiting for the breakout here. What kind of strategies do you use? What's your niche? Low ATR. You filled the gap. Got stopped out on that. Price action? Yeah, price action works. I used to use price action. I still use price action even now. But it's just I find it sometimes price action can be like super inconsistent in like some parts of the trends and such. Like yesterday, price action was super inconsistent, so I don't really know how you could have traded this without getting chopped out on it. You'd have to have like a really quick mind, right? Jumping in and out of trades before getting hit by the overall loss.
Buy ice for DS. Buy ice for DS.
I'm gonna take a shot at this one. Should come back up here.
Sell ice for DS.
Lately, the market's been kind of trading sideways, so I don't want to go against anything like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to fight a sideways market, and especially this right here was a confirmation of a double bottom.
Buy ice for DS.
Indicators? Yeah. Indicators are helpful though. Like they really tell you directional, like market direction and such. Like right now the market is clearly trending down a little bit, but I think we're gonna bounce here. We might come back up. It's gonna be a fast one.
Buy stop goal.
They're making it way too easy, you know,
Buy iceberg ES.
to sell off here. If they do, then obviously I'm gonna take shorts, right? But they're making it way too easy to sell off here. Like everyone's looking at it, you know? They're looking at this, all these fucking wicks at the 400s level here. Shouldn't be easy. They're gonna make it pretty hard to do that, so.
Buy iceberg ES.
Maybe this is it.
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg
Unlucky.
ES.
No? Let's do a little bit less than that, and I will say that's like where they want to wick me out, and then they're gonna run it back up. That's my max loss on that trade. Lagging and delayed. Yeah, they are. They're super lagged and super delayed, but that's why you got to emphasize on the direction. That's why I use the 105 moving average, right? The 105 moving average has so much space that it's like it kind of gives me an idea that the market's gonna move up or lower, and usually it doesn't lag that much. Well, that's the loss, I guess.
Sell stop ES. Sell stop and Q.
So next target's down here then.
Sell stop
Right?
and Q. Buy iceberg ES.
Hopefully they don't play games here.
Sell stop goal.
Okay, they broke the low. So I want to see sell side liquidity follow through here.
Buy iceberg ES.
We're
Buy
gonna try
iceberg
like
and
this.
Q. Sell stop ES. Sell stop and Q.
Should be 440s. Or 63s. Or 63s here. A lot of indicators are like that. The 105 moving average is a nice one. I'll tell you that right now. It's actually nice.
Sell iceberg ES.
The 105 moving average is like the God spoken of all lagging indicators, and a lot of the price comes back into it quite often. So it's like I love to use it as like a resistance than anything. Right? Right now it's really wide, which I think this is going to get hit. Hope not. If they don't flush it here, then I'm going to jump in longs. They got to flush it. They're washing out these lows, man.
Sell iceberg.
They're really pushing to sell it.
Buy iceberg ES.
Looks like they want to dump it. 60s, 50s, anything? 63s, crack that. 63s. Yeah, don't play games, no, guys. What? How did that wick form? Come on. Show me a little bit of a push here. All right.
stop ES. Buy iceberg and Q.
Maybe actually 193s.
Buy
So I
iceberg
can actually
and
hit
Q.
423s here. One of the best strategies that I like to use is the gaps. I like to use gaps. Gaps with a passion. There you go. Do you trade with prop firms?
Sell stop and Q.
There's some volume here. Lots of volume.
Sell iceberg and Q. Sell iceberg ES. Buy iceberg and Q. Buy stop gold.
Might be the fake out.
Sell iceberg CL.
15-minute. It's got one of the inverse dojis formed.
Buy iceberg and Q.
We're inside of FOMC right now. We are inside of FOMC. FOMC retesting range 2 p.m. Right? And then the low side of the FOMC right here.
Sell iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg and Q. Sell iceberg and Q. Sell stop and Q. Buy iceberg ES. Sell stop ES.
504, 405s. I'd like to see 405s here. That's a possible bounce.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell stop YM. Sell iceberg YM. Sell iceberg
Phone's getting
YM.
super hot. What the hell?
Buy stop ES. Buy stop ES.
Alright, we jumped in some buys here. Could be early, could not be early. Scalp. Scalp, scalp, scalp. Maybe break it back above. Sell side liquidity, 480s. I don't know. This is the most recent liquidity anyway, so
Sell iceberg ES.
this would be a good trade here. Anything above this. Finally, I'm back to green. Okay,
Buy iceberg and Q. Buy iceberg ES.
falling wedge of some sort here. Yeah, we just broke out of that move here in a way. So I might try some longs here. Resting liquidity on the sell side here, so the cracks here I might go jump in. This might be it. This could be it. This 45-minute candle could definitely be it. 11:15. We got about. We're gonna come back to retest that probably 507s. Laughable here. Come to retest this. Test, retest, retest. Sideways, definitely a wall. Looks like low volume. How many points are we in this already? So I got 386 and 360s, 395s, so 395s. Right. 15-minute.
Sell stop and Q.
Move the 15-minute indicator. 5-minute looks so juicy here. Why does it look so juicy? Yeah, 5-minute looks so juicy.
Sell stop and Q.
FOMC low and FOMC high. This is the funded one. It's simulated. I trade mainly like prop firms anyways. Do you do the same? The other one is simulated. This is simulated. This one's funded. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I should buy that. It's good that you use real money. Honestly, I think it's better. Yeah, I think real accounts are much better.
Stop ES.
It's just like your risk management is a lot better, right? When you're using a funded account or like a real account.
Sell iceberg gold. Sell iceberg ES.
This to me looks like a reversal. I'm gonna try it. I like the bounce on that, so I think 507s maybe.
Buy iceberg ES.
507s, come on guys. Nice old big fat fucking reversal. Upside right now, right here, right now. Next liquidity area, just up here. SPY? Yeah, SPY's good. Like, I used to trade SPY back then, and I failed miserably. Volatility is like, it's kind of slow, you know, SPY. Zero DTE. Nice, man. I think that's what you're supposed to do anyways.
Buy iceberg ES.
Otherwise, you can't grow the account. Like, you need too much leverage, right? When you're using non-zero DTE. That's what I noticed with using contracts and stuff. But I mean, like, you get burned easily too. How's it going, Marie? How are you? Nice to see you as well. It's been a while. As you know, here I am trading NASDAQ with 1 mini, right? Giving myself some extensive leverage. And potentially failing miserably if the trade doesn't work out, of course. But I kind of do like my chances at the moment, so try it out.
Sell stock CL. Buy iceberg ES.
Risking $400 here.
Gold.
Hope it runs.
Sell stock gold.
On your way home? Yeah, driving your Tesla and also checking out stocks. Wow. Alright, I'm out on that. Damn it. These guys, man. These guys, dude. They don't give me a break.
Sell stock ES.
They don't give me a
Sell stock
break.
NQ.
What is that? If I'm over with my over trading, revenge trading, I'm good. Yeah, I go through that too. My goal today is 134.80s. I'm trying to like push for 700, you know? That's like what I'm trying to accomplish today, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, like I'm surprised that you can even get a connection with the ferries. It's so shocking to me.
Sell iceberg NQ.
Not in Toronto. Yeah, let me just go for another shorts.
Buy stock NQ. Sell iceberg NQ. Sell iceberg NQ. Sell iceberg NQ.
I don't want to get trapped, but I think this is actually reasonable to take shorts here.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg NQ. Sell stop NQ. Sell
Damn
stop
it.
YM. Sell stop NQ. Buy iceberg NQ.
FOMO,
Sell
the
stop
FOMO,
NQ.
the FOMO,
Sell
the
iceberg
FOMO.
NQ.
It's crazy. I'm in Canada.
Buy iceberg ES.
Based in Canada.
Stop NQ.
Super Canadian, man. Born and raised here. Some FOMO. What is this candle? I think we might come back up though still. The whole point of that candle was to catch people there. Toronto.
Sell iceberg
Toronto,
ES.
man. Alright.
Sell iceberg ES.
You see this right here?
Buy stock Y.
Signs of a reversal coming. Oshawa. Oshawa, man. East Enders, man. East Enders. My God. Interesting. I like the buyers there, but I'd rather short on this pop actually, because the market's selling. So it's a pop and then a sell. I have a feeling about that. I'd like to see it retrace the low of this candle here, 425s. At least. I want to see it flush. That was definitely a replay there. That was the entry criteria. I would like to see 405s for them to fill the lows and then continue higher. They could actually push it back up. No. Fuckers. Yeah, downtown Toronto. From DT, bro. Downtown. Yeah, I just got faked out there. Should have held that one. That was a good entry, actually. I messed up that one. Whoops. My bad. My bad, man. Oh, God.
Sell stock YM.
Whoops. Something's up with that, man. That green candle. I don't think it's real. How long have you lived in Oshawa for? Have you always lived there?
Sell iceberg ES.
There's a lot of people in Canada, man. Tons. Minute candle's looking like an engulfing. 4 years. Wow, that's a long time. Crazy. Okay, let's get rid of everything here. What we got going on? What we got going on? So you're not from Canada then? They just filled that gap so quickly there. So it might be time. Come on. This could be the type of trade where I walk away. Just heads up. Do I wait for it to hit 405s or do I let the breakout run here? I think this runs. I think this might actually run. Sell side liquidity, my most prized possession here. Yeah, this one might run. This one actually might run.
Buy iceberg ES.
It's right above this level here, 488s. I'm good for that.
Sell iceberg ES.
Come on, just a little shove, a little higher. Not too bad, come on. Alright, I'm good with that. Need some back. Moved from India 10 years ago, and before moving to Oshawa, I was in Mississauga. Wow. You've been West End and East End. Yeah, I was living in Toronto for like 7 years now. I went for school, but didn't turn out well. So yeah, this is definitely good. I like that. I'm gonna go for it, man. I gotta try this out. Give it some sauce. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. That's a big candle, bro. Big candle. Pretty sure we keep going. So I'm gonna try quite a bit of size here. Risking lows, making little area. I think east ends right there. That one. No, I just do trading. I trade, bro. Try to get as many payouts as possible, and yeah, I have a part-time job actually. I work at Uniqlo. I work part-time. I do a little bit of clothing, only Saturdays and Sundays, and that's it. And then basically for the rest of the week, I just trade. I'm trying to develop myself further. So it's like my goal is to be full-time trading, right? And I'm pretty sure I'm there. Like, I've basically met a consistency just recently. Give me a little bit of push here. Yeah, I've been hitting a little bit more consistent trades. So it's working out, man. Yeah. Let's see if I can try to get the sell side here. Maybe even like weekly pivot. I do the same thing as you, resistances and supports, right? But yo, like even though like indicators are lagging, these ones are good, man. Like you should really look into it. I use fair value gaps. Like I know I'm Canadian. I'm a Canadian saying that I use fair value gaps. I know, I get it. I totally get it, bro. I'm using fair value gaps to fucking trade. But it's like I'm so sorry about that if that ruins your ears. But bro, like it works, man. Fair value gaps, they work like a charm. It's crazy actually. Okay, I feel like I'm kicking myself here, right? That was $900. Am I stupid? Okay. See that?
Sell iceberg ES.
ATR, sign, other indicators. Yeah. Like, do you have any like statistics to back up the data? The data for like the trades that you make and everything? This one right here looks like it's about to go 540s.
Buy stop NQ. Buy stop ES.
Yeah, I do actually know some traders in Toronto. Like I meet up with a couple of my friends here and there, and we trade together and everything. So the price action, yeah, price action is great. You know, like I can definitely observe the price action right here, and this one right here was a clear indicator for me to buy. Right, you can see right here, it kind of like slowed down a little bit. So I do like using price action as well.
Sell
Yeah.
iceberg ES.
But I felt like for me, I wasn't performing like the best because it was like I didn't have like proper entry. Like so, my problem when I was trading,
Sell iceberg ES.
now I'm actually doing a lot better, right? Was the entry conditions and such. My problem was like finding the right entry conditions and figuring it out and like the direction of the market. But ever since like I started implementing like like those fair value gaps and stuff like that, and started looking for like the smaller holes and the gaps and the ranges and shit like that, I've been more on the right side of the direction, like more often than not. So for example, this right after they fill above it, this would be a good long position, right? For a scalp, 1-to-1, whatever it is. And then the same idea applies the other way around. But yeah, like I've been relying on it. Break of the red candle, of the red top candle, this one. Yeah, that's an entry condition too. Usually I would like to get a little bit more of the pie. But for me, wow, this fucking shit ran, man. I'm so... What? Oh yeah, okay, my target hit on that. So that's not bad. Oh shit. It might be a squeeze, eh? We might see a squeeze today. We might see the high of day. I'd be stupid to take longs there. Right? This right here is a perfect example of like an overnight session too, right? Overnight price action was doing the same thing. So we're just kind of replicating that type of trade. It should do this, and it should actually retrace it. If this is the right type of environment, it should retrace at least 20% of it. So we got that nice move already. We got that first red candle, and we got the resistance. It should retrace 500s here. Unless it breaks above it, which it can. I'd rather take shorts in this area, in my opinion, too. But, I don't know. Other traders? No. No, none of them. I kind of, like, followed my own, thesis and everything. I just studied, man. I just studied. That's all there was to it. I studied and I studied and I studied. So I have a pretty clear understanding of, like, how price action moves and stuff, but I'm just bad at psychological trades. I'm not good at the psychological portion and just holding on to it long enough. Like, that entry condition that I had here was clearly good, right? You can see my entry condition here was actually reasonable. This one was also a reasonable entry condition right here, but I jumped out too early. Then this one right here was a reasonable entry condition. And then this one was technically good as well. And then this one was on the short side, but I didn't capitalize that. I took a short right here and then a long right here. You see how like my entry conditions and my entries are actually really fucking solid. Like short here, really nice. Flipping long. That's like right there. Long's right there. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's my biggest struggle, but otherwise, like, I don't know. This is 13. 13 moving average. 105 is my favorite. You can backtest the 105 moving average. It works like a charm, man. It really does. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it for the probability of the trade. Anything above it, bullish. Anything below it, bearish. Never argues against the trend. Every time it's below it, bearish. Every time it's above it, bullish. And as long as it's above it, it's bullish. When it goes below it, it starts going bearish. Like, and I noticed that with the 105, it's just very consistent. Super consistent. We could move up to VWAP. Should I aim for VWAP? Or should I fade it? I mean, like, the buyers kind of showed themselves already, right? Why would I fade a trend like this? No? If I buy at the top here, I'm stupid, right? But don't buy the tops, man. Don't buy the highs. So we got that little sell side right here. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm basically trying to make back what I lost yesterday. Because I took too many trades, right? Gotta make sure there's no crazy info here. But yeah, I took too many trades. Right, 575, 50 trades. I was down 1,100, but I made that back. And then I keep on rinsing myself out with these big losses by mistake, right? I would actually have a pretty good streak going on, and then I would rinse it out. So that's my problem with that as well. Then I have yeah, this is a fucking buy the trend shit, man. All the way to VWAP, dude. I don't even care. Gotta fucking go it.
Buy iceberg NQ. Buy stop NQ. Buy stop ES. Buy iceberg NQ.
It's going to VWAP. Broke above the gap. It's going to VWAP here.
Buy iceberg NQ.
Potentially.
Buy iceberg NQ.
See, but
sell iceberg NQ.
yeah, man. And then, but it's like on my top step, like the combine and shit, like, this is solid, you know? This is how, like, my trading sessions should be, right? This is how my trading sessions should be, realistically, with the 150k account, right? And I'm looking for, like, longer trade times as well, between, like, 30 to 2 hours. That's my goal. Otherwise, like, I don't really try to aim for anything more than that, yeah. I'm trying to keep my trades under 50, especially. Under 40 or 50, that's my goal as well. And if I'm up on the day, it's like I want to be more conservative, but I also want to be able to scale nice positions and such, right? I might call it a day on this account, to be honest with you. I'm kind of like, I like the trend and everything. Everything's smooth, actually. Everything's smooth. I like following the trends today. This was a perfect price action type of environment. You get nice, perfect, smooth moves up. You got nice, perfect, smooth moves down. And it's all because like the overnight session showed that type of price action, which makes it really easy for us to follow. And then the same thing happened with FOMC yesterday. Did you trade yesterday? Did you look at any trades? Yeah. It was hard. Yesterday was hard, right? Bro, like it's crazy that like this shit was all over the place. But I knew that was coming, right? At the open, that was the only good trade. Like that was the only good trade of the day. Yeah, that one was a good one. This one was pretty straightforward. I caught a good one on that too. I literally caught a good trade long and I caught the good trade short. But my problem was that just holding. In any case. Damn, it's getting hot. Yeah, yeah, it was super choppy. And you know how like you can find out whether it's choppy or not? You just look for shit like this. Like literally I always do this. I always like use back testing methods from the overnight session because the overnight session reflects with the open, right? This right here was the reason why we were choppy. And you can see how like obvious it was around 6 p.m. yesterday. And then on the overnight session we got a massive pump here. There's one big swing and then we started chopping. And then we got one big swing, we started chopping, right? And then basically we got one dump, one swing, and then started chopping, and then basically just kept on doing it. We're just chopping, right? So now it's like with that mindset that I had, I knew that like today was gonna be super choppy, right? For a fact. There was that one big swing here, lots of chop, one big swing here, one big swing here, and then the rest was chop, one swing, and then basically this is a good swing sort of too. So you got like two swings here, and then lots of chop, one swing, lots of chop, and then one swing, and then chop, 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 chop. Like this is how you kind of determine it. That's what I always do. I always look at the overnight market, but then look at today, right? Smooth trends, a little bit of sideways price action, not too much. Downtrend, smooth trend upside, smooth trend downside, smooth trend upside, downside, upside, downside. So it's like whenever you take a trade, the direction bias is there, right? And then it's not going to be as choppy. So you can tell that this was pretty smooth, right? And that's why like I was looking at the longs here, and I thought that it would work out because it's smooth. And this right here is going to be a smooth sell-off maybe too, perhaps. But yeah, you probably already know that. You've been trading for like 4 years. I don't know. So yeah, you've been trading for 4 years. This is just me ranting. I just like ranting. I talk a lot, bro. Talking's like my dream. Let's take a look. Shopping. Apex is on sale, bro. Fucking Apex is on sale. I only looked at the pre-market in last day's session. Yeah. Yo, it's everything. It's all the information that you need. You don't need anything else. Trading view? Yeah, you can, man. Here, I'll show you. So in TradingView, right? Let me just open that up for you, Bo. Yeah. So with TradingView, you just go to indicators, right? You go to EMA, and then basically just hit the triple EMA option, and then basically like you can actually adjust your settings here. So you could do what the fuck? Yeah, you do EMA, and then you look. You pick this one. My bad. Sorry. You pick this one. 20, 50, 100, and 200. Once you pick that, you can actually just uh, turn off the other two, and then just basically adjust it so that you get the most indicators, right? So you can get like 2 indicators instead of like using up your free indicator slots. That's usually how I would look at. Like that's how I would do it. I would use the one where it has like the system or the program that already has all the EMAs implemented, and then that's how I do it. You see, I would take a short on this instead. We're rejecting this level. We kind of tried to break out of it, but failed. Maybe the VWAP is not going to touch right now. It'll touch later. So I think we get a pull back first.
Sell stop
We get a
CL.
pull back first, and then we get into an EMA touch here.
Buy
Perhaps.
YM.
So I would like to jump into a sells here, potentially. Somewhere. Maybe the high here. I need 500 on this. I need like around 276, right? I prefer to make 500 max on that trade. So this would be a 500 for 500 risk to reward. Okay, hell, bro. Okay, we got a nice rejection here. Right on that moving area. We got rejections on all the moving averages, including the pivot. There's some confluence here, and the support does look like it's right here, so there is a support right there. But I think we might come back into it. Others were pretty strong on the downside. And we've been seeing a lot of up and down movements, especially. So the probability of this trade working out on the downside is pretty high, right? I would like to see one more pop, though. Kind of like a double top or something like that. And then go for a bigger move down. That's what I think. So I want a better risk to reward on this trade. And then I'm going to risk. Let's take a fib actually out of this. This is definitely the top in a way. There it is. Could try like up here maybe.
Sell stop CL.
Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot to change my screen. My bad. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Oops. Oops. Bro, my bad, my bad. Yo, I think we could come back to the high of day today. Like, it doesn't seem like impossible to me. The 45-minute candle is about to close, like, it's gonna close right above it. It's about to close right above it, yeah. 12 p.m. is the closing session, and we're closing strong. We're engulfing the previous candle. So that to me sounds like the range is really big today. We might get a big move back up, 746. Potentially breakout as well. I don't know. Yeah. Fib retracement, man. Let's take a look what we got here. So we got, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of everything. Restart. Always clean up the charts a little bit. Okay. That's the entry. My Discord? super small, man. Like 29, 30? 29 or 30 people. But these are people that are consistent, man. These guys are consistent. So, I don't know. I got maybe like a handful of people that are super consistent in my group. Then the rest of them are still kind of learning along the way, right? Yeah. But a lot of them are inactive, so like I only have like maybe like 5 or 6 friends that are actually talking in there once in a while. But yeah, if you want to join it, feel free to, man. I usually make all my posts there. You can post whatever you want as well. It's free. So oh, welcome. Welcome to the Discord. Welcome. Let's see what we got. The Discord. Okay, we got a little bit of a bullish breakout on this level here, potentially. Potentially bullish breakout. Welcome. Oh, Abhishek, that's your name? Nice. Welcome.
Sell stop CL.
Okay, this one's sizing down, waiting for the setups. Let's say 1 p.m. This could be my new one. Find low and highs of the daily range. Specifically, higher lows.
Sell stop and Q. Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES.
Nice. Welcome, Abhishek. Glad to have you on board, man. See, this is a double top. This is the entry. Right? That would have been funny. Can I set that indicator? Yeah. Yeah, which one? The EMAs, right? Yeah, you just go to your indicators. It's at the top of the screen, next to the time frames. Just go to indicators, and then type in EMA. And basically, like, one of the programs is going to say 20, 50, 100, and 200 EMAs. And then all you have to do is just adjust that. I swear my back hurts today. Slept wrong. Okay, I think we're getting a retrace here. Red and blue, yeah. This is a VWAP. You have to type in VWAP in the indicators. VWAP. VWAP.
Sell iceberg ES.
You gotta type in this one, VWAP.
iceberg ES.
Those are two different indicators, VWAP and EMA. It's starting to get choppy here. Yeah, it's like actually getting choppy. If it's choppy, that means there is a weak consolidation and we're about to get a sell here. So I'm going to go for sells. A weak consolidation with a fail to make new highs here in the past like few minutes. Come on, buddy. Don't give me any bullshit here. Just break below. This right here, it could also say buyers. Oh shit, maybe it's buyers actually. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, actually, I just realized that right here, the moving averages, it's like riding the moving averages, which indicates it wants to go higher. Man, I keep washing out my games today, bro. I'm like actually a little bit cheesed. Keep doing it over and over again. Thanks, man. I'll see you around. Appreciate you coming by, man. It's getting super choppy. Actually, you know what? Maybe call it on 700s if it hits it. Yeah, it might go higher. Yeah, it does look like it's gonna go higher. This right here is the indicator for me.
Sell iceberg ES.
5 minute fair value gap, closed twice above it. It's already green. We got VWAP up there. No other levels on the sell side liquidity, so damn, I think VWAP is actually coming. Maybe I just continue here. Yeah, I might just do it. VWAP, huh? Yeah, VWAP for sure. These guys are pushing it for VWAP here. We've been coming back to VWAP multiple times. That to me seems reasonable. First time it broke above the 105 moving average. It's starting to go slow though, but I think it's going to reach it. Huh. Okay. Thinking. What do we see here on the 45-minute chart? We see that we're engulfing 594s. Is looking to get filled here, man. Yeah, 594s is looking to get filled here, so I'm gonna go for 594s as a target here. Try it out. We just broke the highs. I would like to see a sweep here for 594s. There's a gap there that's pending. I think they're gonna try to push it for that gap if possible. 580s and 594s. That's what I'd like to see. Even 587s, man. 87s would be nice. 87.25s. I'd like to see a sweep here. The sell side liquidity here. Nice. Back to $171.80. I hate me. The hell. In TradingView, there's a lot of VWAP, bro. Which one is better? They're all the same. They're all the same. This one. This one. Just the regular one. And I jumped out too early again. Damn it, bro. Like, why am I like that? I swear. Why am I like that? That's crazy, dude. Why am I doing that to myself? Oh my god.
Sell iceberg ES.
Bro, like, it's crazy. Ah, you know. Why do I do that to myself, bro? Big chicken. Jeez. Fuck. Keep doing that to myself. Whoop. Damage is done. 594s. Wow. This is like, got in at 67.20s, 67.25s. And then literally 2 candles later, it's already up like 25. That's crazy. Maybe I should just stop trading. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that. That's my bad. But yeah, right here. I basically picked 94s as a target. 594s was just VWAP. And basically you can see right here, 13 moving average. You can see how clean that is, right? Where it's kind of like on the 1 minute chart, it's very slow. The momentum is very gradual, but you can tell that the buyers are keeping it above the 13 moving average, which indicates momentum is coming. So usually in cases like this, I took a short originally because I thought, you know, it was kind of slow and it could have came back down. But right after it hit my stop loss, or I kind of dragged my stop loss down, I noticed that the price was riding this. I kind of forgot. 13 moving average, when the price action is riding the 13 moving average like this, it usually indicates that momentum is coming. You see this quite often, in fact, actually, even on overnight sessions and such. We also had that breakout. So you got criteria number one is the breakout of the overnight move. But usually this entry condition is pretty hard because it's like you're risking this much to make a reward of the same amount, right? But in this case, it actually worked out. So your risk reward actually would have worked out. But a lot of the times this could pull back here, could pull back there. It doesn't matter. It just does it. But yeah, man, I missed that. I missed that. I missed that again. Damn, bro. That's the second time today. Second time. I missed it over here, and I missed it over here. I missed the other one right here, too. I took a long entry here, and I also missed this one. So actually 4 times in a row where I jumped in long and I chickened out. Chicken, man. Chicken. Big chicken.
Sell stop ES.
Sucks. That sucks. That sucks.
Sell iceberg ES.
Saw that? I missed out. I'll be right back.
Buy iceberg NQ. Sell stop NQ. Buy iceberg NQ.
retraced it. So what are we doing? We're gonna fill this gap. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're gonna fill this gap. Unless this rejects right here. But this is kind of looking like the overnight momentum here. Right? Same thing. Overnight momentum before we slow down a little bit. Yeah, we're going to fill the gap. 600. That's about $300 in that move, which I just missed. Anything, 655s? Jesus, keeps going. It's really gonna keep going. Yeah. I don't know. Might be too late. Might be actually too late for me to jump in right now. So,
Sell iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES.
the ATR is super low. So for Bookmap, we have no orders open. Only at 750s, they got orders open at 750s here. Yeah, right at 750s. That's funny. There's an order there. But there's no orders open anywhere else. They got a bigger order at 102. But right now the squeeze is happening. There's a squeeze. This is a squeeze. Look at the 45-minute candle. It's ridiculous. Yeah, they're going to run the stops. They're going to run the stops. I'm going to look for a buy entry down here. If I can get one. And then they might try to run the stops today at 753s. I think they might break the highs today. It's kind of looking like it. It's a really big buyer.
Sell iceberg CL.
We got 2 minutes left for the candle to close, and they're about to close it above a gap on the 45-minute chart. So we might push towards 646 here, which is right here. It's kind of funny. It's just right there. We created a inverse fair value gap right here just now. So we might fill that gap a little bit. Let's do $400 on the gains here if we can get one.
Buy iceberg gold. Sell stop and Q.
I want 500 though, or even 6. I want really 600 points. That's my goal though. $600 on a trade.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell stop
Okay,
gold.
so this is a good dip buy, maybe? Maybe down here.
Buy iceberg NQ. Sell iceberg gold.
646s, huh? I'm not sure.
Sell stop gold.
The book map is kind of like empty right now.
Sell stop NQ. stop YM.
Wow, see that? I wait for it to come down here. Perfect liquidity sweep. They're gonna come down to the most recent sell side liquidity, which could potentially be here. I'm gonna jump in with micros instead.
Buy iceberg ES.
Let's take a look. 5 minute.
Buy iceberg CL.
The only order block we have
Buy
is
iceberg
this.
CL.
Technically, this could come back down all the way to this block.
Sell
Let's see
stop
it
gold.
fill.
Sell stop gold. Buy stop YM. Sell iceberg ES. Sell stop YM.
We continue a little bit. For a downdraft, we usually get a up move and then a down move afterwards. So we come up first and then we potentially come down later. There's a little balance here. We want to fill this imbalance. Might fill the balance here on the right side. More likely. I want to take a long down here. You see it push down, but 105 moving average. Come back to the 105 moving average. Kind of struggled today with trading. Usually I shouldn't struggle, but I did. Bit of a struggle. Even like today was like perfect trends. I don't know how I messed it up, honestly. mess it up like hell.
Buy iceberg CL. NQH5. Sell trend 1 started.
Okay, so gotta be careful with the big swing down too. Could definitely come.
Sell stop CL. YMH5. Sell trend 1 started. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES.
We're gonna create a wick on the upside. We've been creating one big wick on both sides, right? And the buyers, there was no wick on the buying side, so shit, we might come back up. You can see a dip here.
Sell iceberg gold.
Jumping on a dip here. Well, technically, the probability and statistics say that once we close inside that gap, right, the probability of the play following through is much higher on the 45-minute. And on the 45-minute, we closed above the gap, which indicates that the market is bullish. So, what do I want to do? I really want to follow the trend. I don't want to go against the trend. Right? Based on statistic alone.
Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES.
might just call it a day. Nice big gap here. 15-minute. Double-sided gap. Interesting to see. It's the last half of the day though. And this one just came back in to retest it on the 15-minute chart, but there's nothing on the 45-minute chart, and we closed above it on the range. Statistically, it works out 74% of the time. So macro level gap.
Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Buy stop gold. Buy iceberg gold. Sell stop ES. Sell iceberg gold.
$500s.
Sell iceberg gold. Buy stop YM. Sell stop YM. iceberg gold.
Broke through the pivot. Might flush all the way through. The whole cam, the whole thing.
Sell iceberg YM.
Should be a buyer here. Let's do it. I'll jump in a couple micros here. Maybe one micro. Want to see what's going on. Jump in one micro. I'll look to jump in another one in a second. See how this one goes first. 60s, and I'm up 60s here. Shoot for 60s. 60s, eh?
Sell iceberg
A little bit
ES.
of sell side price
Buy
action here.
iceberg
660s. A little bit of push over that.
Buy iceberg ES.
Yeah, a little bit of a pop. Ping pong ting, you know?
Buy
Push right back
iceberg
up
ES.
to 585s.
Sell iceberg gold. Buy stop ES. Sell iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES. Buy iceberg ES. Sell iceberg ES.
There we go. Bought a second one. 2 micros. Looking for a nice close here. Just right above the pivot. Gonna aim for, if I can get a nice one, it'd be like 570s maybe. 570s would be good on the 5 minute here. Just gonna ignore the noise here. 70s, 570s.
Buy iceberg ES.
And jumping in. 5 minute be closing.
Buy iceberg
Just see
YM.
592s here, if I can. 592s is my goal on this in the next 45 minutes here. Well, 45. I've got 25 minutes for it to soak back up. I think we get a soak here. 592.50s. Right back up. Just shoot it. There it is. 1. And come on. Give me a little bit of an exit. 2. There you go. Fuck, eh? Maybe I should have just jumped in much more here. anyways, that's everything for today. I just wanted to say I think that's I'm done for today. I think I've taken way too many trades, more than I should have. So, but for anybody that stopped by, I appreciate for you coming and watching the stream. And I'll be coming in tomorrow, 9 a.m. to almost 1 p.m. every day if I can. But yeah, I basically made $229. It took a little bit too many trades than I should have. I'll be real with you. Like I took a shit ton of trades today, and I'm super not happy about that because it's like I shouldn't be taking that many trades, right? I should be trying to keep consistent first and then take trades later. But yeah, that's all I got for today, and I'm up $379 on the Top Step one. Not as much as I wanted to. I should focus on this a little bit more so I can pass it. But yeah, that's what my days look like right now. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for coming.